have fun with our players. We're directing Legendary Craft players, we're directing JusticeCraft players on here, so we're trying to get as many players on here just talking, having a good time, and chilling out, asking questions. I think iTater was really focused on answering the questions there. So what's the next question there, buddy?
Oh, number 4 was Toxic would like to ask, why don't we all merge into one huge server?
Can you imagine why?
Well, I think, honestly, I have never merged with a server. We do have plans to look at the PvP server and the creative server here shortly, but we have never merged. I think Fairgrum will have a better, what was it like merging, and what experiences did you go through merging those two servers together? And then we can kind of take it from there. Like if Super Earth ever merged with somebody else, like what would we be facing?
To be honest, I really don't recommend you guys ever merging a server, because once you do merge a server, a lot of problems like pop up out of nowhere. Like one day you have your server, you're not splitting you're not splitting the paychecks, and then the next day you pretty much have like another person who has control over your server. It feels really awkward. And then you also come across the issue, oh, you're doing more, I'm doing less, and then you're gonna get into a ton of fights. Things don't work out in the end. Then sometimes it just feels like no, it's not gonna work out anymore. And we already had that quite a few times on JusticeCraft. Like even though it's only been our first month, it's been really hard.
If that's it for number 4.
After
Sorry.
just going a little bit more into it, when you guys merged, because you guys had really long-running communities. They've been going. I think maybe some of them have been going since Alpha, if I'm not completely sure.
No, FreedomCraft formed in end of August, and New Liberty formed in the middle of September, I believe.
Okay. But like just like seeing both those servers competing with Super Earth, a year ago to the day, and now seeing you guys merged and being a very formidable competitor in the Mind Status venue, it's amazing. So I mean, as far as like both your guys' communities, you guys have, I think, saw success with this merge, have you not?
We have.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we're just looking at. It's just like, yeah, I mean, this worked out for you guys. How about, did any one server take like more primary role than the other server, or did you guys do like 50-50?
I guess we kind of did 50-50. But then there's also a problem, like because two people aren't always going to be on the server at the same time, and then the members start to see, oh, this person's on more, that person's on more. When really one person has to be doing the back end work for the server, because one of them either don't gets it, or like isn't as good as the other one, and then members start to blame you for that stuff, and then you feel really bad inside, because then you're doing a lot of work for the server, except they don't see all the work you're putting in. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely understand that. But that's really cool that you actually were able to combine both communities under one server and bring them both together and satisfy both needs. Um, were you able to accommodate all your users from both servers with the new server, or did you lose anybody?
We probably lost quite a few people, but the end results were better than we have expected it to be. In the first month, we were probably expecting like up to a max of 150 players, but we pretty much been up to a max of 250 players, which is the player slot limit right now. We were really surprised about that.
Juan Pablo from Legendary Craft is still trying to get on Vent, so we're still waiting for him. But Fair Grump, I think not so many people have. I'm sure a few people have tried out JusticeCraft. It's on the board there and a very well known community. Can you explain what's the difference between Super Earth and JusticeCraft?
Well, Super Earth is more of a RPG kind of type server, and then JusticeCraft is just based around PvP pretty much. And like
What
with
kind
Super
of?
Earth, you get make. What was that?
Sorry about that. I was just. I guess can you elaborate on how do you focus your server on PvP aspects? Like what do you do there?
Um, Pretty much on the server, any kind of building you can do pretty much whatever you want as long as it doesn't like go against our rules, which would be hacking, like racism, so things like that. But then on our server, you just pretty much TNT whoever you don't like, kill all your enemies, rules server, then get taken down one day, restart over again if you really do feel like doing that. Then yeah, that's pretty much what you do.
How many people do you have complaining to you that they lost their stuff on a daily basis?
Oh god. Had one person complain for a really long time today about how they lost all their sharpness stuff because of a bug and all that. And they were complaining about how they want all of it back and that we had to repay their time because they spent 5 hours standing at the mob grinder while they went to sleep. Oh my god.
We love our users though, don't they? They keep us going, and without their issues, then we wouldn't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure in like a PvP focused server, you have a lot more like that drama of like, hey, this guy killed me, and it wasn't like with the rules, right?
Yeah. And like these guys are hacking, that guy's hacking. Well, you can't really prove they're hacking because you didn't even bother to like take a screenshot of anything or like, yeah, it's complicated.
So what happens if like me and a user, let's just call her Tetra, we're in the wilderness on your server, and I came up and I axed her in the face with a weapon. Um, if she's like in wilderness, like no protection, and I just came up and axed her, can I like do that and steal all her stuff and be okay?
Go for it. You can even go into their own home, blow up their house with a TNT cannon, run in, kill them, take all their stuff, and leave. Feel free to do that.
Wow. You know what? I think I might try your server out later because that sounds fun as hell.
Make sure to build your house
It
somewhere
is pretty
safe.
fun.
Don't pour water over it. You can get TNT.
The only problem is, after they blow me up with TNT, what's the next step? Where's
I can basically answer this.
That
You restart everything, and then you basically want revenge. So like just kill them.
oh, okay.
Is that where the
that's
name
kind of what
Justice came
drives
from?
the well, kind of, and then also kind of not, half and half. Okay, so New Liberty, they really respected their player rights. Same with Freedom Craft. So then we really couldn't think of another name, and then we didn't really want to like name one server or the other server because then that would feel kind of unfair for the opposite person. So we just came up with a totally new name called JusticeCraft, and then yeah, like justice would kind of represent like the player and their rights. And that, because I noticed that a lot of like faction servers, to prevent new players from leaving, they pretty much get rid of the old players, the players who pretty much have everything, so that new players would have a chance. And I just felt that was completely unfair because I used to play this game type so much, and then me and my friends, we would just always get banned for reasons like that. And then it was like, how hard would it to make a server? So I made a server, and that's what I followed.
So, I guess we'll move on to number 5. How does Super Earth, JusticeCraft, and FreedomCraft plan to coexist or even work with each other?
I'll take that first. What I was planning on doing was we're forming departments, and I was actually making a department just for JusticeCraft to find as much stuff we can do to their server to make sure we can bring them down and send as many people over there. Just kidding. Coexisting. I think we've already done that as best as we can.